everybody, welcome to the first ever Golden Presentation, the new documentary style segment on my channel. Back in the 2000s, R&B culture was strong and the popular singers were mega stars like Aaliyah, Destiny's Child and Beyonce, J-Lo, Ashanti, and more. But what about those hit makers that we don't hear from anymore? What about those girls that we just knew would still be popular today but just fell off the map? In this video, I'm going to catch you up on some of the other it girls from the early to mid 2000s and what they've been up to in 2019-2020. Amerie Marie Rogers was born January 12, 1980 and grew up mainly in Washington, D.C., although her military-based parents moved her around a lot, including a 3-year stay in Korea. If you didn't know, Amerie is half Korean and half African American. While in college, Amerie met a producer named Rich Harrison who helped coach her in her career. Amerie went on to become a Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and actress. She brought us smooth R&B hits like Why Don't We Fall in Love?
Why don't we fall in love? Why don't we fall in love?
And the pop song One Thing, which charted to number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. With her cute face, sweet girl persona, and amazing vocal ability, Amerie was for sure the next big thing. But what happened? By 2005, Amerie had released 2 albums and was gearing up to release her third, titled Because I Love It, in 2006. At this time, there was another young, hot girl on the block still in the show. Similar in age, with a new, fresh aesthetic, and also very beautiful, that girl was Beyonce Knowles. Beyonce had already released her first album, Dangerously in Love, in 2003, the album that sparked the classic hit Crazy in Love, which was produced by Amerie's producer, coach, and friend, Rich Harrison. So now in 2006, Amerie is getting ready to work on her new album. Meanwhile, Beyonce is getting ready to make her permanent stamp in the industry. After officially leaving Destiny's Child, Beyonce filmed movie Dreamgirls and soon after began recruitment for her new album B-Day, set to release on September 1st, 2006. One of those whom she called to be a key producer on the album was Rich Harrison. Due to his smash hit with Crazy in Love and consistent work with Beyonce, Rich was in high demand. And some believed that he no longer wished to work with Amerie now that he had big names calling. However, neither of the two have publicly announced why they split. Amerie did not let her departure from Rich Harrison set her back. She continued to work on her album without him. However, her label Columbia Records would not push her album or singles. Columbia Records had already been upset with Amerie in the past because she and Rich Harrison leaked the single One Thing to radio stations without the label's permission. Jennifer Lopez had not made up her mind on whether or not she wanted the song, but since Amerie ran with it, the label had no choice but to promote it as an official single, and J-Lo had to choose another song. Coincidence or not, Columbia is also home to Beyonce. Nevertheless, Amerie released her third album in 2007, but only in the United Kingdom. It wasn't released in the United States until 2008 and failed to chart Billboard, having no promotion at all due to Amerie parting ways with Columbia Records the year prior. Amerie went on to sign a production deal with Island Def Jam Recordings, which allows her to release music on her own label, Phoenix Rising. She has since released at least 6 albums. As of 2019, Amerie is still making music and releasing albums as recent as 2018. She also has a YouTube channel with close to 200,000 subscribers.
Hey, it's Amerie and welcome to my channel where we talk all things books, beauty, and lifestyle. My Amerie Vivo music channel has merged with my main channel because the Vivo channel existed for years before I ever had a YouTube channel, so we're all in one place now.
As mentioned earlier, Amerie did attend and graduate college, earning her degree in English. She now has added the title of author under her professional hat, writing multiple fiction novels and becoming a New York Times best-selling editor with her book Because You Love to Hate Me. At 39 years old, Amerie enjoys time with her husband and almost 2-year-old baby boy, when she's not writing, recording, and making YouTube videos. She is also currently on a small tour with Ashanti, Carrie Hilson, and Lil Mo throughout January 2020. Rapper 2 Chainz sampled Amerie's hit Why Don't We Fall in Love in his 2019 hit Rule the World that featured Ariana Grande. He invited Amerie to perform the song with him on Ellen. Amerie has maintained her sweet girl image and has never spoken ill of the situations regarding her decline from superstardom.
You the oldest, no late nights, no boys, and no parties.
Y'all know it's on, right?
Cherish was a 4-member girl group that rose to fame during the Atlanta crunk, snap and pop, R&B love song era of the early to mid 2000s. The girl group consisted of 4 sisters from oldest to youngest, Farrah, Neosha, and twins Fallon and Felicia. The girls are originally from Illinois but moved to Atlanta for their career. Both of their parents were musicians, and their father, who also managed them, is the one who encouraged them to band together. And one day, they were trying to think of a name to call themselves when he asked them, well, what do you cherish? And then Cherish, the group, was created. Their father's previous experience and connections in the industry may have been what got the girls going. The girls had a successful collaboration with rapper Da Brat, which led to the release of their first single, Miss P, in 2003. P stood for pimp, and the song was about how the girls planned on pimping the industry to make their way to the top. However, the song did not do well, which caused their label, Warner Brothers, to shelf their first album, which means that the album is in possession of the label, and only the label determines what happens with it. Cherish continued to record music and went on to work on a soundtrack for the Powerpuff Girls movie. In March of 2006, Cherish released their big hit, Do It To It, which saw commercial success. The song reached number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 in September of 2006. The new success greenlighted Cherish's new album, Unappreciated, which peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 200, and brought a new single titled Unappreciated, which also saw mainstream success and charted on the Billboard as well. The group began to see major success in the United States, New Zealand, Australia, the United Kingdom, and Japan. With Destiny's Child officially disbanding in 2005, many believe it was now Cherish's time to shine. But what happened? Cherish wanted to keep the momentum going after the album Unappreciated. The group attempted to release their third single, Chevy, but it never got promoted or officially released as a single due to issues with the label. At the time, Capitol Records was merging with Virgin Records America, which halted the promotion and musical careers of those signed to the label. A year later, in November of 2007, Cherish released a new single titled Killer, which charted in the top 40 on the Billboard and was also on the soundtrack of movie Step Up 2. This would be their last charting song. Cherish did tour with Chris Brown during their time and also went on a small promotional European tour. However, this didn't work out so much in their favor due to multiple canceled shows. Farrah had a small child at the time, and she had no choice but to skip out on shows whenever her son got sick. This led to disruptions during set lists and just overall canceled shows, leaving a bad taste in the mouths of fans, promoters, and venue managers. Cherish still released their next album titled The Truth, released in May of 2008. The album peaked at number 40 on the Billboard 200 list. This would be Cherish's last album. The youngest sisters, twins Fallon and Felicia, began working on their own projects. Songs by the sisters would randomly pop up on the internet on websites such as YouTube. The rest of the story is kind of unorganized. It is said that since Fallon and Felicia began making their own music, the older sisters, Farrah and Neosha, left the group. Neosha also reportedly grew tired of the other sisters not taking the group or music seriously. After all, Farrah was the oldest and already had a child, and Fallon and Felicia were fairly young. The first single they released was when the twin girls were between the ages of 14 and 16, and they were about 18 or 19 when the group first saw success. Neosha is only about a year or two older than her little sisters, but she still seemed more mature at the time. However, if you ask Neosha and Farrah, they say that they never left the group. but that the group disbanded by default once Fallon and Felicia started making their own music. As of today, the group Cherish is listed as only Fallon and Felicia. Between years 2010 and 2017, random songs, albums, and music videos were recorded and filmed, but nothing was ever official. Cherish, now a duo between Fallon and Felicia, also known as FNF, would pop up randomly on social media and announce new projects that never saw the light of day. In 2014, all four girls began filming for a lifestyle and music-related reality TV show, but it never got picked up by a network. It is apparent from the pilot episode that the girls still cannot just get on one page, and it's very obvious that there is a divide between the two oldest sisters, Farrah and Neosha, and the twins, Fallon and Felicia. The girls still come together sometimes on YouTube, showcasing their vocal talents and sister-style harmony.
Absolutely some things that I regret, but I made it. Baby, I can't breathe when your heart beating. Music to me.
Today, Farrah King, the oldest of the four girls, is the most quiet and non-social, at least publicly, on social media. She has revealed that she is now married with not one but two kids now, but her Instagram is private, so we would like to assume that she and her family are doing great. Middle sister Neosha King, now Neosha Lawrence, got married in 2008 and now has two beautiful young children. She is also heavy into fitness. Felicia King continues to write music. She now goes by Felicia Fury. She had a brief marriage and is now divorced. She has written music for the new season of Empire and also has writing credits on the song Easy by Danny Lay and Chris Brown. She has a boyfriend who is in the music industry as well, and the two write and produce music together. She spends a lot of time traveling and visiting other countries. Fallon King has said so herself that she oftentimes doesn't get along with any of her sisters. However, she still keeps her bond alive with her twin Felicia. Fallon also has writing credits on the song Easy, as well as songs for Tamar Braxton, Seven Streeter, and hit TV show Star. It is not apparent whether she is single or with children. Tanisha Kelly is one of those artists that had a song bigger than their name. You may have heard her song, I Wish You Loved Me, as it was a very popular ballad about women yearning for love from the one they desire the most, and was very popular on social media platforms such as YouTube and MySpace.
I see you talking to the girls on the phone. I wish that I could tell them all to leave you alone.
Contrary to popular belief, Tynisha Kelly is not black. She's actually white of Portuguese descent and was born on July 28, 1985 in New Bedford, Massachusetts.
When people first see me they hear my music first and then they see me, their initial reaction is always a surprise because they expect to see this big black girl walk in and I'm this little tiny white girl, so they're always like, what the?
Tanisha grew up very poor and began singing at age 14. She was coached by Scotty G of the hip-hop group Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Tanisha Kelly moved to LA in 2000 for her career and got a spot in pop girl group Girls Society, which did nothing. Eventually, she signed to Warner Brothers, which led to the release of her first single, I Wish You Loved Me, in 2009. Although she gained traction with young women in the United States, Tanisha was not an American-selling artist. Most of her success was in Japan. She released most of her projects with Warner Japan and saw success with song Shattered, which peaked at number 5 in Japan. She also released 2 albums, The Chronicles of TK in 2009 and The Fifth Element in 2010. Her second album did not do so well and led her to being dropped from Warner Japan. Tanisha Kelly has been on hiatus since 2012, releasing a few songs here and there. There isn't too much to know now about the 34-year-old and her whereabouts these days. She continuously claims to be releasing new music and albums, but nothing has come out yet. She gets booked for shows and events here and there, and did have a YouTube series and a YouTube channel, but hasn't posted anything in 8 months. Recently, she revealed on her Instagram that she is working as an independent artist and said that she is unable to afford studio time, asking her followers to help fund her music career on PayPal. So the early to mid 2000s was an iconic era in music, and we often wonder what happened to our favorite artists and what are they doing now. Did you ever listen to Amerie, Cherish, or Tanisha Kelly? If so, what was your favorite song? Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more documentaries and presentations on women's issues, news, music, and media. And like this video if you want a part 2. Until next time, bye!